Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. Today we head to small claims court where a former couple battled it out over man's best friend and a few household items. They both try and put up a good fight, but you'll have to stick around to the end to see what the judge decides. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Is Chester Salisbury here?
Yes, Your Honor, I am here.
Thank you. Do you go by Chet?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. And then is Lisa Ann Salisbury here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to take care of your matter first. And I will remind you both that, and anybody who's listening right now, if you have a small claims case, if you continue with today's hearing, you would be waiving your right to have a jury trial. You'd be waiving your right to appeal any decision that I make. You would be waiving your right to have an attorney. Understanding that, Mr. Salisbury, do you still want to continue with, because you have the right to remove it to district court and say, hey, I just want to treat it as a regular case, and then you'd have all the rights that we were talking about. Mr. Salisbury, you still want to proceed in small claims?
Absolutely.
Okay. And Lisa Salisbury?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Salisbury, you are the plaintiff in this matter, so I'm going to talk to you first. Would you raise your right hand, please? And you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And what is your relationship to Lisa Salisbury?
Well, I was married to her one time years and years ago, and
okay, that
no longer exists. So I'd been a partner for a number of years.
Tell me about your first claim. When I'm looking at your complaint, talks about a stolen dog. You two were divorced a number of years ago. Were you living together after that?
No, not at that time. Afterwards, no, for a few years. And then we got back together in terms of living together in a partnership. Okay.
When were you living together in a partnership? When did that begin?
When did that begin?
Sure. Approximately.
I have to think about that. Let it be January, maybe 2000, someplace.
Oh, okay. Long time ago. 20 years ago. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Tell me about this stolen dog. What is this about?
Okay. I am first and foremost, I don't want to get into any kind of character assassination or anything. I just want to stick with the facts, which is number one is the dog, Artie. And I had a double lung transplant 7 years ago, May the 9th in 2016. Lisa had informed me that probably 3 and 4 months before I had my surgery that she would be interested in having a dog. And I said, I just don't think we should do that under my circumstances. Anyway, I successfully got through the surgery. And about a month later, we were on our way. I got out of the hospital for a day. I was in the back seat of the car, and we were on our way to pick up Artie, our Labradoodle down in Ohio. So that's how that all started. I paid $1,200 for Artie. And
did you pay it out of your own money?
I did.
Okay. Not Lisa's or not a joint account. Sound right?
We've never had a joint account.
Okay. Thank you. All right. And then what happened?
Well, after the purchase of Artie, I came back to the hospital and was in the hospital for another month. And Lisa aborted Artie right there in Detroit because I was at Henry Ford Hospital. That's where I had my transplant done.
Well, that's for 2017. I mean, for the next 6 years, who has the dog?
Yeah, that was in 2016. So between that time, Artie was born in April of 2016. So I'm not sure, Your Honor, what you're asking me for.
Well, we're now at 2023. When did you lose? Does she have possession of Artie now and you do not?
Correct. And
she moved out. You two are no longer living together. Does that sound right?
That's correct.
When did that happen?
Well, I've been in Scotland for a few months, and I came back on
Oh, my.
Memorial Day. I flew back and she was gone. She had packed things up with the help of her family and left.
Was this year in 2023?
Exactly.
Okay. You came back, she's gone, Artie's gone.
Exactly.
Okay.
And your possession.
And my possessions, Your Honor.
What possessions were gone?
Well, the upstairs bed, the frame, all that kind of stuff was gone. The television set in the bedroom downstairs, and belongings which were in the family for a long, long time, which Lisa had acknowledged that she was going to bring them back. I haven't received those yet.
Tell me about, was there another bed left? I mean, did you all have more than one bed?
Well, there's 3 bedrooms. It was
Okay. And did
upstairs-
Lisa contribute to buying into this furniture at all?
No,
You paid for all of it.
I paid for that bed upstairs, and I paid for the bed downstairs. That's correct. That was,
Ah.
yeah.
And the TV, did you pay for that?
We had 2 TVs. She paid for one of them, and I paid for the other TV.
Okay. So, and she took one of them.
She took both the TVs.
There you go. Took both TVs. Okay. And how big were they?
Well, I think they were at least 40 plus inches.
15.
Are they flat screen, the typical flat screen type of TV?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. And then the family wears belonging to what were you describing there?
That was real precious glassware that Lisa was aware of, that my mother had in the house. And yeah, it was all in the family, you know. It was ice
Okay.
cream.
I understand you're saying it's a family heirloom. You indicated in your complaint it's worth $400. What makes you say that?
Why did I say that? That's just a value that I put on it. Could be more than that. I didn't really check with an antique person, but that's the value that I put on it. And sometimes value isn't necessarily in dollars and cents, you know?
Yeah, so it was your mom's glassware.
Absolutely. But my brother,
Okay.
my family, you know, they always look forward to having ice cream in it and things like that, you know?
All right. And anything else you wanted to add? You'll certainly get a chance to talk some more. I just was trying to get some basics here of your claim.
Yeah, pictures.
What's that?
Yeah, pictures.
Pictures.
Pictures on the wall.
Yeah. They were.
Who are you talking to, sir?
I am talking to my brother. Would you like him to introduce himself?
No, I just don't want him to interfere with the hearing. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I was going to ask you first of all, because I do have some friends on here. Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, the hearing's open to the public. It's just I don't want him talking to you or talking to us. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, basically that's it. It's the 4 items, and especially the dog. And I was just totally, shocked that when I came home and I had called Lisa that, she wasn't going to allow me to see Artie whatsoever. And I did pay for Artie, as far as
you paid for. Okay. So Lisa sent some documents indicating she paid for the dog groomer, dog food, lots of supplies. Was the dog both of yours? Let me ask you that.
No.
Okay.
No, the dog. Here's the situation, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting in the back seat of the car, can hardly walk. I had a double lung transplant, and I gave Lisa the $1,200. She gave it to the breeder. The breeder, obviously, Lisa had her name on it, not my name, but had put her name on it.
Mm-hmm.
But in essence, I feel that, I put out the money to buy Artie. And I don't have a receipt. I don't know if Lisa has a receipt or not. I mean, you have to understand my situation in terms of my health.
I just know, but I'm looking at those. So that was 6, 7 years ago. Who took care of the dog? You know, who was maintaining the dog? Were you working the last 6, 7 years?
No, I've been retired.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've done my calendar work on that ever since we got Artie and ever since my surgery, because Artie is over 7 years old. And when I looked at my calendar, out of those 7 years, 7.5 years, I was gone at least a year and a half. And that's it. That's it. Otherwise, I paid for most of the things. Lisa started paying for insurance for the dog and started paying for the food, maybe somewhere is halfway in between. But I've got my canceled checks and everything that I have paid for since Artie was with us.
Let me talk. All right. Let me talk. Did you have any other witnesses? I know you have people here that are, and what were they going to tell me? Did you have a witness here?
You know, I do have witnesses. I have my brother.
What's your brother going to tell me about?
Well, I would hope that he would say to you about how good a care that I took care of Artie and that I was not abusive. I took very good care of him. I was always telling him, he'd say,
Let me talk to your brother for a minute. Okay. Let me just ask him. Let's see what he has to say. Where's your brother at?
Okay. He's right here.
All right.
His name is Fred or Frederick.
Good morning, sir. Would you tell me your name, please?
Fred Salisbury.
Thank you, sir. Would you raise your right hand? And do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
What would you want to tell me about? So you're the brother of Chester, correct?
Yes.
And you're familiar with Artie the dog?
Yes.
Tell me what you know, sir.
Well, I really can't tell you much more than what he told you. I'd have to back that up.
All right. All right. And all right, I appreciate that. Let me talk to Lisa for a minute, okay? Lisa Salisbury, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Okay. So you heard Chester's testimony about
I did.
you all have lived together for quite some time. Is that correct?
We lived together since 2013.
Okay.
And that's when
Did you move out in
Chet
2000? Did you move out in May of this year or April of this year?
Yes, I did. At that, Chet was living in Scotland. He went to Scotland in the April after his surgery. When and since 2017, we're just going back that far since we had Artie. He's been in and out of the country to Scotland living, and he's lived in Canada. He goes to Florida in the winter. The majority of the months, for the even past 5 years, I have taken care of Artie. I work,
Well, hold
but
on. Let me talk to you about how often would he go to Scotland in the last 7 years?
At least once a year. Sometimes, and most of the time over the last 5 years, it's been twice a year.
And how long would he go for when he left?
Well, for example, he left last November, and he came back in May.
Okay.
And he told me in May that he wasn't going to be coming back to Empire until September. And because I was renting that house in Empire. And
well, let me ask you, and I want to stop you. Hold on. You talked about he goes to Florida. How often did he go to Florida for the last 5 6
in the
years?
winter, he goes with his brother that you met, his brother Fred, or his friend Charles. He would go for a few months during the winter, and then when the weather got a little bit nicer, then in the spring he'd go to Scotland.
And where was Artie at when he was gone to Scotland?
He was with me. Florida? He was with me in Empire. And
you would pay all his bills, or did
yes, I paid for his bills. Yes, I paid for his bills, and I have the bank.
Would Chet send you any money when he was gone?
No, not for the dog. No, not at all. No,
okay.
I paid for his insurance, and insurance, you can see how far that goes back in my name. I paid for his dog license, the vet bill, it's in my name. He did pay for something.
Further on with the dog. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say he did He would take Artie to the groomer from time to time or to the vet from time to time when he was here. But for the majority of the time, the only time I was away from Artie was 2 weeks in January of, it was in January 2017, I think it was, when my grandson was born. I went to Portland. That's the last trip that I went on. And then when Chuck came back previously, from time to time, I'd have to move out of there and live somewhere else, and he would take care of Artie at the house for a couple of weeks, like he did last fall.
Okay.
But the rest of
Hold
the
on
time,
just
he's
now.
been with me.
Okay. Chet says he paid the $1,200 for Artie. Is that true?
But how, yes, I'd like to talk about that. I'm the one that wanted the dog. And when Chuck became ill with and getting his transplant, he agreed to get me a dog. That's why I researched the dog. I found the people. I drove down. Yes, he was with me when we picked up Artie. I went in and talked to the breeder. I gave her the money. The receipt she gave me was in my name, and she does remember that, but I don't have the receipt. And Chet wasn't even well enough to take care of the dog. I took care of the dog. And he was a puppy.
Why? So
He
you
was
say
born
that
on
Chet
April.
bought you the, hold on.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
sorry.
just stop.
I'm sorry. There's kind of an
You
overlap.
said Chet bought you the dog. Did he
Yeah,
say, hey, I'm giving you this dog?
He said he would buy the dog. Yes. And we were living together at that time. But the understanding was I would be taking care of Artie. He wasn't well enough to take care of Artie. He wasn't in favor of getting a dog, as he said earlier. I took Artie on, and I've taken care of him.
All right. Let me ask, what about the bed frame, the mattress, the bed?
Oh my gosh. The bed frame, there's 3 bedrooms in that house. Back in last fall, when he was here a year ago, almost a year ago next month, we talked about when he moved back from Scotland that I was going to be moving out. The bed frame, the one that he currently has under his bed right now, I bought that. I took one with me. He said I could take a tall dresser, but not the bed set from downstairs, and that left the only one queen size from upstairs. And that's what he agreed on. We agreed on together. I couldn't take any of the other bedroom furniture. I took what we had discussed. The TV set, I paid. He bought a TV set when we first moved in there. That TV broke a long time ago. We were down to one TV. We've only had one TV for more than 2 years in that house. He wouldn't know that because he hadn't been there that much. And that was
Hold on just a minute. Hold on. Okay, one TV for a year. You just took the one TV
That's right. I
paid for
took
that
one. That's it. Yes, I did on December the 10th.
What about the family glassware? What about
the family glassware? The family glassware, absolutely, that belongs to Chet. I told him previously that my stuff is all in storage right now till I can move. It's in the back of the storage, but as soon as I can get to it, we agreed in mid-October, which will be next weekend. He knows that. I'm happy to get that back to him. I don't want anything that belongs to Chet. That belonged to his mom. I know that, and he will absolutely get the dessert glasses back. That's not a problem.
Okay, I appreciate that. So let me, Chet, let me ask you, sir. She's telling me that you were out of the country for what, 7 months last year?
That's the longest I'd been out. You have to.
And when you go to Florida, do you also go to Florida during the wintertime with your brother?
That's you know what? That's occasionally, a couple of times, and at the most, it's 2 weeks. At the most, it's 2 weeks. Your Honor,
you said you went for 3 months with your brother. Hold on. She said you went for 3 months with your brother.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way.
Lisa, hold on. Let me ask Lisa. No. What are you saying?
I am saying that over the winter, he drives his one friend down or his brother down there. He has other friends down there. He may not be in Florida all that time. I don't know exactly, but yes, he's gone with his dad, his brother, his best friend Chuck, and his friend John Judd, and stayed with them at different times. Is he gone for 3
months or is he gone for 2 weeks?
Oh, he's always gone for more than 2 weeks. He'd be gone for at least 1 month. It just depended. We never knew with him when he was coming back, but he usually would stay down there because of the cold.
Chet, she said there's one TV. That's all there is.
What was that,
What did
Your
you say? Chet, she said there was only one TV. She paid for it. She took it. She said the other one broke.
There's two TVs. There was one in the bedroom downstairs and one in the living
No.
room. The one in the living
Ah.
room she owned. The one in the living room she bought. The one in the bedroom I had bought.
Okay. Lisa, what do you say?
There has not been a TV in the downstairs bedroom for at least 2 years. That one broke. And I'm not even sure he bought that one. The one he bought way back in 2013, I remember that. He should remember as well. That broke when his son was visiting us years
And
ago
tell me
in the
this:
summer.
when are you going to return? When are you going to return the glassware to him, Lisa?
On this coming weekend, I have help coming out to help me get my
Okay.
stuff out of storage. And I won't take
Chad,
it to him.
anything
I'll
else
have a
you want to
friend.
tell me?
What's
Are you
that?
talking to me? I'm
I'm
sorry.
going to ask Chet Salisbury. Anything else you want to tell me?
Just the fact about this, the logistics of everything, because I've got everything on my phone. Everything is on my phone as far as how much I paid for Artie's grooming, everything for taking care of him. Granted, when I was gone, Lisa was paying for things. There are some situations though in there where I sent checks from my credit union to Lisa to pay for certain things. Yes.
All
And
right.
I own the
Okay.
dog. I mean, the dog, I paid for Artie. But you have to understand, at the time, I was pretty sick. I was really sick. And I never made any guarantees. I never said, well, Lisa, I'm going to gift it. This is a gift to you. That's not true. I paid for Artie.
Well, let me ask you this,
the
Chet.
money.
Let me ask you this with regard to the glassware. You valued it at 400. I don't. She's supposed to be returning that to you within a couple weeks. All right.
I understand that. Yes, sir.
She's agreeing to that. And Lisa, you would agree if you don't return it by the end of October, you would pay him $400. Does that sound right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what I'll do is I'm not going to include that. Chet, if you don't have the glassware by the end of October, you just refile a claim for $400 and I will be, and per the stipulation of the parties, and you would get that plus your cost. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you understand that?
I
Then,
do
with regard to the other matters, with regard to the dog, listen, it sounds like Chet put up the money. Chet put up the money for it, but I do believe the testimony of Lisa when she says how long she's been taking care of it, how much money she's invested into Artie, and that you were gone. And when you were gone for lengthy periods of time, she was the one taking care of Artie. Having said that, though, it's a difficult decision. I know you both love the dog. I can't order the dog to be returned, but I'm going to order, Lisa, that you pay $600 to him with regard to the dog to reimburse him for some of the costs. The bed, the mattress, the TV, I'm finding in favor of Lisa. I don't think there's an appropriate claim for those. So I will enter judgment in the amount of $600 plus costs of $169 for Chester. And again, I'm going to put a notation in the file about if the glassware is not returned, Chester can ask for a judgment of $400. I will send this to both of you. Good luck to both of you.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying that I'm not going to have any opportunity to be with my dog or see my dog?
I don't have any authority to order visitation for a dog or to give you a dog. I do have the authority to order money damages, and that's what I can do. That's all I have in the small claims.
So are we saying, Your Honor, that it's up to Lisa to allow me the privileges to see Artie?
What I'm saying to you right now is that Lisa will pay you $600 plus your costs. And yeah, that's all I can tell you at this point in time. And then you have the glassware issue. That's it. I thank you all.
Sir, what is the cost? $600 and what cost?
$169.60. That's the cost of filing the complaint and getting it served.
And I just send that to him?
I'm going to mail you the judgment and you send it to him.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah. You're definitely going to mail you a judgment.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, what knocked you out, Chad?